based on some combination, that is if u minus v or u plus v uh, is known, then we need to find the analytic functions. So on that day, some of you try to find the analytic function, but there was some trick on that one. What we did, we assumed u minus v is equal to capital U and U plus V is equal to capital V. With the help of capitals U and V, we got capital Fz. And that Fz was U plus eta V. And with the help of these, we got a relation in terms of capital Fz and small fz. So if we know capital Fz, then we can find small fz, and which was our target. So to find capital Fz, we need U and V, because U minus V is known, so it means capital U is known. So if capital U is known, so as per the previous manner, we can find capital V, and hence we can find capital Fz. If we can find capital Fz, then we can find small fz, which will the required solution. Now, another method is Milne-Thomson method. Just not wait, please. So we can find the value of v. It was one way to find the or to construct the analytic function. Now there is another way to construct the analytic function is Milne-Thomson method. Milne-Thomson method. In this method, how we are going to construct the analytic function? We all know that z is x plus iy. Z is x plus iy, and then z bar will be x minus I ta y. So from these two equations, we can find the value of x as well as y. It means x will come z plus z bar by 2 and y will come z plus z bar divided by 2i. So in fact our aim is to evaluate the value of fz, and fz is equal to u plus iv. U means is the function of xy and v the function of xy. So in place of x, we may write z plus z bar by 2, and in place of y, we may write z plus z bar by, no, not like this one, z minus z bar by 2i. There's some mistake here. So I'm writing this in this manner. Just a minute. Milne Thomson method. This one. So actually what we are doing, z equal to x plus iota y, and z bar is equal to z bar, this one is equal to extra minus iota y. So fz is equal to u, which is the function of x y, plus v, the function of x y, z equals z bar. Then from these two we got the value of x. X, it means by adding these two, x will come z plus z bar by 2, and y will come z minus z naught bar divided by 2i. So what is going to be happen? It means this fz is equal to u. Now x is the function of z plus z bar by 2, and y is the function of z, this one, and then in place of y we'll write z minus z naught z minus z bar by 2i, and here y is like this one. So fz is coming like this one, which I told earlier. Okay. So this is the case here, whatever we have written. Now what we are going to do just is we are going to assume that all are the real part. U, X, Y, it is purely real, as well as V, which is the function of X, Y, is also real. So in case of real, it means this terms will be real, Z plus Z bar by 2i, when its complex conjugate is same as the complex function. It means Z equal to Z bar. In that case only X U becomes the real. So if Z equal to Z bar, so here U becomes the function of Z, and Z minus Z bar, that becomes 0. That becomes 0. So we may mention that one like this. That as U, X, Y, and V, X, Y are real function. Hence Z equal to Z bar. Z equal to Z bar. Thus, what will happen in this case? Our this fz will becomes this fz. It means z equals z bar, so it becomes simply z, and this becomes as 0. And again here z, and this term is 0. So what this indicates, that it's look like we are going to use x equal to z. It look like here x, we are going to use x equal to z and y equal to 0. But the reason is not like that. Why we are using this one? Because of the previous one, that the value of x is z plus z bar by 2 and y is z minus z naught bar by 2 iota. Since u and v both are real, hence that will pass on only when the z and z bar, that is z and its conjugate, both are same. If both are same, then situation will u z0 plus iota v z0. Okay, so we have been used like this one. Now if fz is analytic, then the value of f dash z is dw by dz, and this value is nothing, it is del f by del x. We have been shown it earlier. Del f by del x. F means u plus iota v, so del u by del x plus iota del v by del x, the value of fz. And we may use the CR equation, then this v may be converted in terms of u also. We may converted this v, because del v by del x equal to minus del u by del y. So the f dash z will converted fully in terms of u or in terms of v as per our requirement. Huh. So, what we're doing? Why we are doing these things? Because to construct the analytic function, and in analytic function, when either real part is known or imaginary part is known. So our target is to find the value of fz. We reach up to fz here like this one. So fz means this one. So fz has been evaluated in terms of this, but neither uz0 is given nor vz0 is given. Suppose u is given, so what we can do? We can use x as z and y as 0. And in case of v, but v is not given, so we can't find the analytic function. Ultimately, we need to find if real part is given. It means if u is given, then we need to find v. And if v is given, then our aim is to find u. For this purpose, what we are going to do, as earlier we know that if f is analytic, then its derivative with respect to z, that is d by dz of fz is equal to del by del x of fz. When we study the CR equation, then there we proved it. And this value is equal to fz is fz is u plus iv. So we are going to use this one. Fz like this one. Not in fact this one. In fact, it is partial derivative in terms of yes, it is partial derivative del by del x of this one. Del by del x of fz. So del by del x of fx, it means like this one. Now this implies f dash z is equal to del u by del x, del u by del x plus I times del v by del x. We may use here u plus I times v. But our purpose is to find the value of fz, and if we know f dash z, then we can find fz. But what is given? You should keep in mind that either u is given or v is given. So now, if real part is given, part u xy is given, then So if real part exy is given, then by CR equation, del v by del x, we may assume this equation number 1. Then by CR equation, del v by del x is equal to minus del u by del y. You all know this one. Del u by del y. Thus, equation 1 will become what will happen? F dash z is equal to this, and del v upon this means minus del u by del y. Minus sign. Here you all know that x equal to z and y equal to 0. So this one we are going to assume u is known. So if u is known, then we can find del u upon del x, and hence we can find del u by del y. And if we know del u by del x, del u upon del y, it means we can find the value of f dash z. And if we can find the value of f dash z, and hence we can find the value of fz. So now I'm going to summarize all these things. If we are going to assume this del u by del x at x equal to z and y equal to 0 as some function psi1. You all should remember, this is the last point. We are going to assume this psi as psi1. Psi1 is the function of z, 0, and this is what? Del u by del x, at x equal to z and y equal to 0. Del u by del x at x equal to z and y equal to 0. And what is psi2? At the same time, some other function is psi2. So psi2 z0 is del u by del y, again at x equal to z and y equal to 0. So what is going to be happen? Thus, this f dash z, f dash z is equal to psi1 z0, minus eta psi2 z0. Now, so psi1, psi2 both are the function of z. Now, by integrating equation 2 we have, it means I think by integrating equation 2 we can find the value of fz directly, fz in terms of z. Integration psi1 z0 dz minus I times psi2 z0. So this is the one way to find the LT function without doing the R process. It means what we should do, if real part is given, Again, I'm summarizing all these things. If real part is given, then don't do anything, just find the value of psi 1. How we can find psi 1? Psi 1 means just differentiate u partially with respect to x and use x equal to z, y equal to 0. Psi 2, differentiate u with respect to y and use x equal to z and y equal to 0. After finding the value of psi 1 and psi 2, we can find the value of fz directly as integration psi 1 z0 minus eta into the psi 2 z0. Simply by integration, we can find the value of fz. Now at the same time, because we have been mentioned somewhere, if we may use it some number a, that if a is number 8 means if real part is given. Now second scenario, sometimes if imaginary part is given, then what will be the formula? If imaginary part vxy is given, then by CR equation, del u, first term is here, del u by del x, we reach up to this point, del u by del x plus eta del v by del x. So v is given, so it means we need to reduce this, convert this into in terms of v. So in this case, del u by del x, we all know that in this case, then by CR equation, del u by del x equal to del v by del y. Del v by del y. Thus by equation 1, will become what is equation 1? Equation 1 was like this one. Del u by del x is del v by del y. So it is going to be del v by del y plus eta del v by del x. In this case, with the same procedure, what we can do, we can assume del v by del y as phi 1, phi 2. So the same procedure, you may see what the formula is coming. We are going to assume, let in place of psi 1, we may use another symbol, phi 1. Phi 1 z0. Phi 1 z0 is del v by del y. Del y at x equal to z and y equal to 0. Same concept. Nothing is going to be changed. And phi 2 is del v by del x. Del v by del x at x equal to z and y equal to 0. Okay, so thus please be careful here. What is going to be happen? There is change in first one and second one. In first one, f dash z is integral psi 1 z0 minus I times sigma. But in second case, when the imaginary part is given, then both are in plus sign. It means it is going to be plus here. Phi 1, then phi 2. but in place of here minus, it is going to be plus. Okay, and at the same times, in integration part, integration phi 1 z0 plus I times integration phi 2 z0, phi 2 z0. But please be careful. There is one difference between both. If real part is given, then here sign is minus. But if imaginary part is given, then sign is plus. But at the same time, when it is minus, then psi1 was partial derivative of u with respect to x, and psi2 was partial derivatives of u with respect to y. However, if the imaginary part is known, then phi1 is the partial derivative of v with respect to y, and then phi2 is with respect to u. So you should keep these in your mind, and accordingly you may use the formula. So these are the uh, Milne-Thomson method to construct the analytic function. Now we need to solve some problems. You have already seen the problems for the analytic function, but you know what were the procedure there. First we are differentiating, then we are using the CR equation, then we are finding, and then integrating. Now you may note down one question. क्या हुआ? Right question. Find the analytic function whose real part is 2x divided by cos hyperbolic 2y minus cos 2x. This is the question. So in solution, What is given? Real part is given. It means u x y is given, and that is this one. As per the Milne-Thomson method, we need to find psi1 as well as psi2, and then we can find the complementarity function directly. So what is psi1? Psi1 is del u by del x, and then we will use x equal to z and y equal to 0. Now this value. So this value is equal to, first we are going to try this one. It means this. Now what is the value of del u by del x? You may find the value of del u by del x. Anyone can calculate it? Mukesh? Sivangi?
Yes, sir, doing.
Please do it. Question is sine 2x. There's some change in real part is not only is 2x, sine 2x. So here sine 2x. So denominator into sine 2 is in cos 2x. 2 will come outside, minus numerator and derive this one. So cos, it means minus sine 2x. Cancel out. And 2 square x. So 2 cos square. So minus 2 will be there. Okay. It's okay. You may check please. And then this value is coming. Value by del y. Del u by del y. sine 2x, sine 2x, and sine hyperbolic 2y, sine hyperbolic 2y is equal z. So ultimately, in my view, it is coming. Please verify my calculation. X equal to z and y equal to 0. So it becomes 2 cos z, cos 0 is 1, minus 2 divided by this one, cos 2z. So I think it becomes 1 minus cos 2z whole square. And this value will come when x is 0, then y is 0. So sin 0 is 0. So whole this becomes 0. Please check. Shivangi, have you calculated?
Yes, sir.
You may match your solution because I have been calculated here. 2 cos 2z minus 2 divided by 1 minus cos 2z whole square. It is the value of psi 1.
Yes, sir.
And psi 2 is coming 0.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes,
Sir,
yes please.
sir, I think we can simplify psi 1, sir. Like we can cancel cos 2z minus 1 and then we
Yes,
can
by
write it
yes,
in the.
obviously by
Yes,
using cos 2a formula, we may simplify it. We'll do this simplification later on. After simplifying, what is coming? If you did, then please tell me the solution.
Uh, sir, I'm not sure, but I think we'll get minus cosecant square z.
Chalo. We may proceed with that one. You may confirm it. Cos square. Yes, this one. Okay. So by Milne-Thomson method, Milne-Thomson method, we have. So we can find the value of fz directly. What was the formula in respect of minus sign? This one. So we may use this formula directly. Am I right? Because we have been developed this formula. So after finding psi 1 psi 2, we may use this formula directly. Psi 1 z. So this implies fz is equal to 7z is this one, so minus will come outside. So integration of this one only, psi 2 is 0. So cosec square z. And you all know the integration of cosec square. Yes, please. What the integration of this one? This implies fz is equal to anyone? Yes, please. Anyone? What the integration of cosec square z?
Sir, cot z.
Cot z. So this is cot z. We may use some constant integration because in Milne-Thomson method we may use, otherwise no need. So simply fz is coming cot z. So you may realize that earlier method, this method is quite easy as compared to the earlier method. But you should remember the formula. If we remember this formula, then we can use directly and we can find the value of analytic function. Is there any question, please? Anyone want to ask any question?
No, sir.
So just wait a minute and I will take the attendance, then you will leave the class, please. Okay, now I will leave the class. Tomorrow I will take the class at 11 o'clock. 11, no? 11 or 2, Sivangi?
Sir, 2
So
to
it's
3.
2 to 3.